Hi, friends. Welcome back to another weekly tarot reading from Junodrome Intuitive Arts. My name is JP, and today we're going to be going through what we can expect for the week ahead based on the entire collective. So, we're going to be taking a look at what the collective needs to know in this moment. So, we are going to go through each zodiac sign. As we go through each sign, we will be figuring out what can you expect for that zodiac sign for the week. This will be your sun, moon, and rising signs. So go ahead and listen to all three, your sun, moon, and rising. All three will have a little bit for you in this moment. So give me one moment here, everybody, and we'll begin. I hope everybody's having an excellent week this week. Okay, so let's start. And I'll try to do this away from the microphone. That's going to be real loud. I have a new microphone set up, so we're still figuring that out. Hopefully this isn't horrible for your ears. Okay, so let's get started with our first reading. Aries, what can my Aries signs expect for the week ahead? Let's find out together. All right, Aries, let's start out with the first one. You have the Chariot. So this week is going to be swift, fast-moving action, and you're being encouraged to use that momentum and that energy to push you forward this week. I'm feeling it for myself. I think that there's a real momentum happening in the world right now, and that's the kind of energy that you can take and channel into your own personal life. So you're being encouraged to do that this week. So take some time to really think about what it is you want, what places you're in life, and how can you adjust where you're moving from to put yourself in a position where you're moving in the directions that you want, because there's a lot of energy and momentum for you. And so it's up to you to really push that forward for yourself. We have the Seven of Wands. So this is giving you a lot of opportunity in life as well. There's a moment here for you this week where you're giving yourself the time and the energy to create for yourself whatever you want. One moment, everyone. And so with that opportunity, there's a moment of coming out of struggle as well. So this card can indicate needing to open yourself up to letting go of the fight a little bit, right? That you're starting to finally overcome some of those battles that you've been going through. This is still being in the battle with the Seven of Wands, but it's giving yourself the next level. It's putting yourself above and beyond. It's saying, I'm ready to break out of this fight energy and move into a place where I'm a little bit more comfortable. I'm not pushing so hard. I'm moving into a reality where I'm not forcing myself to do things I don't want to do, but I'm open to the possibilities. Let's see if I can adjust this angle a little bit. It's a little better. All right, so next up, you have the Four of Pentacles. So with this card, there's a moment here for you where you're really breaking out of some of the past things that you've been stuck in. And you're giving yourself an opportunity to really open up to something new and something different. So this card can indicate like safety, making sure that you are safe. And there's an opportunity in this moment, I think, for you to really remind yourself that you are safe here in this moment, that you are able to give yourself a sense of balance and maybe not struggle as hard as you think you need to. This card can talk about that. It can talk about playing it a little too safe sometimes too. So keep that in mind as well. Where in your life are you playing things a little bit too safe? And where can you become a little bit more daring? Where can you put yourself out there on a deeper level where you can be more open-minded to the things that want to come into your life instead of forcing yourself into a position where you can't do things or you're not comfortable with where you are. Finally, you have the Four of Swords, which talks about rest. So there's a real need to make sure that you're getting rest as well. I think is because this momentum is so intense for you, Aries, this rest card is coming in to remind you that this is an important moment for you to not push it too hard as well. So as much as you are ready and willing and open to rush out to the next place and put yourself out there on the next level, moving into a new direction, there is an importance as well of making sure that you're getting enough sleep and enough rest in that time as well. So if you're pushing really hard, that's going to use a lot of energy. So just make sure that you're putting yourself in a position where even if you're pushing so hard, you can come out of that on the other end, right? So there's an importance in that. All right, everybody. So that was for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. My Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Please be sure to check out all three, your Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. All three will give you a better triangulation of what to expect for the week. We're going to move on now. Before we do, I'm just going to go grab my computer charger. I forgot to plug it in. So give me one moment, and I will be right back. And apologies for all the noise and sounds. I'm using this new microphone, so. Hi, Key, love your chair. Yeah, this is a great chair. It's great. Pretty squeaky, though. Okay, so let's get the next cards going here. And once again, I'm still getting used to the noise of everything, so I'm glad I'm using some headphones to get a better picture. If you have any comments on the audio quality, I'd be happy to hear it. Does it sound okay? new tools. All right, so I do have private readings available on my website. You can find that information in the description or junodrome.com. We're going to move on now to Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Let me just get this open over here. Great. So next up we have Taurus. Okay, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. What do you have going on this week? Well, for you, this is going to be an important week of balance and making sure that you are in the right kind of balance for your own life. Are you taking the steps to put yourself out there when you need to and do the actions that you need? And then are you taking the steps to take steps back and give yourself the rest that you need in the moment as well? So this is asking for you to juggle the different forces going on in your life in a way where you are feeling comfortable, right? And you're not pushing too hard, but you're not going back too much either, right? That you're getting the right amount of expression outward and internal reflection. It's a good week for having both. You have the Queen of Pentacles. So she's very giving, very sharing, and she's overly abundant. So she has this incredible amount of abundance that she's able to give to others as well. So is there any areas in your life that you are really abundant? And remember, abundance isn't just money. It's stability, it's health, it's feeling overflowing. Like, so where are you overflowing in your life and where can you give back to others around you? I think you're going to be feeling really abundant and secure this week in certain places. And so how can you take that security and pay it forward a little bit? How can you, and obviously, anytime that I say anything like that, there's an importance in remembering that you do need to make sure that you're secure first before you put your energy out there to others too. So just make sure that that's the case. But with the Queen of Pentacles, she usually is, in fact, quite secure in many areas, and she's able to give that out a little bit more and really help people and put herself out there on that level. So there's a real opportunity for you to be able to do that this week. So tune into that energy. As well, you have the Knight of Wands. So for me, I always interpret the Knights as the movement in the reading. Where is movement and change happening here? And for you, that movement is in the wands. So with the wands, this is a powerful energy towards passions and dreams and manifestation and creation. And so there's a real opportunity for you to do some creative work this week and let that creativity flow. So I think that you're really being encouraged to do that this week as well. Make sure that you are giving yourself those opportunities as you're balancing your life here, right? That you're giving yourself opportunities to let things come to you, because a lot of times that night's energy, that creativity energy, is a receptive. As much as it's putting it out there and doing, there has to be a level of receiving involved in it as well. And so there is a necessity in this moment to allow yourself to receive the gifts that the universe wants to give you, right? That creative force of the universe coming into you and you taking and channeling that out into the world. There's an opportunity for you to be able to do that in that reciprocal nature. And that might be a part of where you're able to give back, right? That abundant energy that you give back might be in a creative force. It might be creative energy that you can put out there into the world. And you're being encouraged to that. Finally, you have the 10 of Cups, which is ultimate happiness. So there's a sense that this week is going to be, there's going to be a lot of joys this week. So find them, even if they're small joys. Allow yourself to do that. There was 1113 on the clock, so 333, 111. A lot of that kind of energy going on here. So there's that's some angel numbers energy. You can look that up if you want to, but there's a real opportunity for you to bring joy into your life this week. So where can you allow it in? How can you allow joy and peace and love into your life this week? And it might be more important this week than other weeks, right? So as things outside of you might seem shaky or difficult, this is an excellent opportunity for you to bring some peace and joy and kindness into your life as well. So Taurus, sun, moon, and rising signs. That was my reading for you. If you like that, let me know in the comments. And please be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All three will give you the information that you need for the week. So we're going to move on now. As I'm shuffling, just a reminder, I do have private readings available on my website. You can find that information at www.junodrome.com. Also, I will probably be sticking around today for some little shorts mini readings. So if you want a little short reading, I do those by donation. So you're welcome to donate however much you want to the channel. It doesn't matter. There's a donation link in the description. If you want a little mini reading, I'd be happy to do one of those for you at the end. But for now, we're going through each of the zodiac signs. As we do that, we'll get a little bit of energy of what each sign can expect for the week. This is an opportunity for you to find your sun, moon, and rising signs. All three will help you figure out what's going on. Kristen says, Taurus rising. Yep. I need to let things come to me and also be able to receive them. The latter had historically been the hardest part. I'm going to take the wins I can and feel good about it. Yeah, that sounds excellent. Honestly, that's a really good attitude to do. And I totally understand. Receiving is, honestly, it's really, really challenging because it's sort of like the surrender energy, and surrender in general, like it can be really hard, especially in our culture that asks us to do and to give and to do. And that's important too, right? That masculine energy, the giving, the doing, that is important. But also the receiving needs to come in to help you triangulate like what actions are needed to take and understanding things. Because just blind action could lead you in the wrong direction, All right. So we're going to move on now to Gemini. All right, Gemini, sun, moon, and rising signs. What's going on for you? Well, this might be a powerful week for you because you had a lot of major arcana this week. So let's take a look at these two together. You have the Ace of Pentacles and you have the Death card. So the Death card can seem scary, right? I mean, look at this, a skeleton. And change is scary. Death signifies change, and it talks about some pretty deep change. It can be internal transformation energy. It can also just mean big things moving in your life and you're ready to move. A lot of times the Death card comes at a moment when change is happening and you're putting yourself into that change, right? So it's sort of an inevitable thing. And I think that that's part. But as everything ends, new things can begin as well. And with that Ace of Pentacles, this is a beautiful opportunity for you to bring in stability, abundance, creativity. the world, physical, new health routines, new physical places, moving to new places. This is an opportunity for you to let in something brand new into your life as well. So let go of the things that are ready to go this week. I think that's going to be a big lesson for you, and be okay with that. Be okay with any habits that want to leave, with any situations that want to leave. If you're ready to change jobs or move houses or do something, right? Embrace the change energy that's here for you, because I think if you try to dig your heels in and just stick to what you've been doing, you might not find that being able to work anymore. So embrace the changes that's coming, because there's a new beginning for you here and a new opportunity for you to bring something different into your life. So you're being encouraged to really embrace that. Now, this new beginning is coming from the Justice card here. So with Justice, this is an opportunity for you to receive some of the energy back that you've been putting into something, and it might be in something different, right? Justice can talk about it can talk about real justice, right? So some people might be going through some kind of legal situation. It's not always the case with this card, but it does mean that, right? But also, though, with justice, it can mean the larger karmic cycles of life. So the work that you put in, what you put in into the world, what you put out into the world, can come back to you, and that can be in many different ways, right? So with karma, it's sort of like what you do, you get back, and that can be positive, that can be negative. The universe reflects you as you move through life, and so you're having some reflective moments, I think, this week as things end, as a new beginning pops up for you. It's reflective of what you've been doing and the work that you've been moving through, and so there is a necessity for you to kind of embrace that. Embrace this opportunity for change, embrace this opportunity to do something different, to move in a new way, to put yourself out there in a different fashion. This is time for that. You have, finally, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, you have the Temperance card. So with Temperance, this is asking you to make lemonade out of the lemons that life throws you. This is about combining different forces together. You see, you look at this angel card, she's mixing these two things together to create something new. And a lot of times it can talk about how we might think that things are stuck in one way, but there is a way to think about things differently, to change things, to mix things together, to mix things up, that will create something completely different that might be far more positive. And a lot of times this is a positive card with that Temperance energy. It's about combining forces to create something new in a way that might be far more positive than you think, and might change your situation in a way that's much more impactful than what you might expect to have happen. So you are being encouraged to do that work, to allow that to happen, to let this change in. And even if it's an uncomfortable ending, it's bringing in a new beginning that's needed and necessary and positive for you in the long run. So Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, that was my reading for you. We are going to move on now to Cancer after a quick shuffle of the cards. As a reminder, private readings are always available on my website. You can find information at junodrome.com. And if you want to stick around for a little personal reading, I might be doing those today. Probably will, especially if there's enough people that want them. So if you wanted one, today might be a good day for that. And let's move on. I hope everybody is having an excellent week so far. It's been a pretty good week for me, I would say. Challenging in certain aspects, but overall pretty positive. So that's good. All right, this deck, I don't use this deck very often, and it's a bit sticky, and I'm also trying not to make a lot of noise as I'm shuffling, so it is what it is. Okay, so let's move on now to Cancer. Okay, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. What can you expect this week? Well, you got the Three of Cups. So this is an excellent opportunity this week to meet with your friends, to combine with your like-minded people and celebrate, have a good time. This is a great moment for you to explore your own energy, have a great time, do what you want to do, have fun, make sure that you get that time, right? This is a great time to meet with your loved ones and do something exciting and celebratory. So do that. Have joy this week, and let that joy in. When you're feeling excited, you're feeling like some joyful things are happening here, let yourself embrace it and enjoy all that you can. You've got the Six of Cups here. With the Six of Cups energy, this is about real peace, of like happiness, happy memories from your past. So this is a great moment too of enjoying the childlike aspects, with the celebratory, these two together, this might be like doing something your inner child would love to do. Maybe to go out and go to an amusement park, something like that. That kind of energy is coming in for you this week, Cancer. So embrace that. It could be as well, actually, if you have any children in your life, this is a great time to do something fun with them this week. And as well, let yourself have just a childlike happiness and joys. I think sometimes it's so important to just let ourselves be our inner child for a moment and not have to be so overwhelmed with the adulting energy. So give yourself an opportunity for that. It's really important here. Now, you also have the Eight of Cups, which is walking away and moving on. And that is some big energy that's been coming in here. And so I think, I don't know, with this microphone, it picks up a lot of noise. So I'm not alone in this house here. So if you hear any little voices there, don't worry about it. So with this Eight of Cups, it's a real opportunity for you to let some things go this week as well. And that's been a big theme for the collective so far in these readings. So if you're ready to walk away from something and move on from something, let yourself do that. Be in that happiness energy. Maybe it's walking away from the overtly serious situations that go on in life. So being open and okay with walking away from that kind of thing and moving into something positive. Finally, we have the Chariot card, and the Chariot card came up a lot for some other piles. So with the Chariot card, this is about being okay with marching forward into something new, letting the energy push you forward. Okay, we're good again. If I have any connection issues, hopefully I won't. There was just a connection blip, so hopefully you're hearing everything here. With that Chariot energy, this is about pushing yourself forward, riding the momentum into the sunset energy. So let yourself do that this week. So Cancer, this seems like an excellent week for you. There's a lot of happiness and a lot of joy and positivity and possibilities. So really embrace that. Let yourself embrace that this week. Spacecraft is here. Hello, welcome, welcome. Hi, nice to see you today. And Kristen says, oh my God, just saw that you were making your own deck. Totally forgot. That's amazing. Yes, I am making my own deck. It's a slower process, but that's okay. It will be coming along. I'll be continuing to update this channel about it as I get more. I carved linoleum block prints of each card. That part is finished. I'm now kind of printing the sample prints and doing a sample deck for myself as well. After that, I will be kind of figuring out how I want to move forward with it, whether I want to sell it alone on my own or I want to try to find a publisher. I think I'm going to try to find a publisher for it. So that's kind of what I'm working on with that. Kristen says, you have no idea how much this resonates for my Cancer friend. Too much to get into in the comments, but this was amazing to hear for her. Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's great. I love to hear that. I love that when situations are really, connecting to people in their lives. I think that's always the goal with this. So I'm very happy to hear that. That's excellent. Okay. So we're going to move on now to Leo. Okay, so Leo, sun, moon, and rising signs, what can you expect this week? Well, you've got the moon, Leo. So I think that as you move forward with your life this week, you might not see everything that's happening. And so that's kind of important to keep in mind that it's okay to not know what's coming up. As long as you have a general idea of what direction you want to move in your life, that can be enough sometimes. And at the same time, knowing what your next step is. So you don't need to know everything to get you to your goal, but this is a card that's encouraging you to really take that one step at a time, know what your next step is, and not be afraid to just keep taking one step at a time. As long as you can see what your foot in front of you is showing you, that's what's important to follow. Now, the thing about this moon card as well is that it can talk about actual moon cycles. So you might want to pay attention to the moon this week. I go back and forth with paying attention to where the moon is right now. I'm not entirely sure what the moon is in this week, but this might be something to keep in mind. If we are in a new moon or a full moon, both of those can be really useful in figuring that out. I'm going to look it up. All right, Leo, you convinced me. I'm looking up where is the moon right now. 1 second. Full moon was just in Leo. Right. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Yep. That's true. Okay. Thank you for that, Kristen. You're right. It was. We had a full moon in Leo, and here we are in Leo moon. So very important moon energy that just happened for you. And so if you've been feeling lately, because it's a full moon, that's all about releasing energy. That's letting things go. And so with that energy, you might be feeling really compelled to continue to let things out of your life. And that's been going on for all of these piles right now. So if that's the case, if things are leaving your life right now, let them move on, right? Let things go, because that's going to give you an opportunity to really let things come back in again. And so we've got it's two weeks cycle. So since we just had that, I'd say about a week and a half. So this is a great energy point to start preparing for this. In about a week and a half, we will have the new moon. So this is a great time. New moons are all about letting things in. So let things go this week. And yeah, especially this week, so that you can prepare yourself to be an open slate to allow new things in when the new moon comes in about a week and a half. So taking that time would be really helpful and important for you of really letting things go. Kristen says, I've been literally spring cleaning, no jokes. Yeah, absolutely. This is totally spring cleaning energy going on with those full moons. It can be, and it's internal spring cleaning too. If there's things in you, like you get any kind of difficult, especially if the last few days, if you've been having any kind of like emotional difficulty, those things are coming up because they're things that you're ready to let go and release so you can move forward, right? So be open to that. Now with the Empress card, this is an opportunity for you to allow real creativity in your life. She's a very, very creative card. She's usually depicted as a pregnant person, a pregnant woman. And so because of that, this is an opportunity for birthing something new into the world. So there is a moment for you in this time to let yourself birth something new into the world. And that's, I think, a part of, as you're letting things go, as you're creating that next step energy, you're bringing something new into the world. She's also about having ideas first, right? So this is receiving those ideas. That's come in a bunch this week as well. Being receptive to the new ideas, so that once the new moment is time, you're ready to go. You're ready to put this actions into place and move forward from that. So there's a real opportunity for creativity and allowing in positive, joyous, creative flow into your workforce as you move forward. Now we have the Page of Cups here. So the Page of Cups, he is all about being open to his creative self in a lot of ways. And so with that Page of Cups energy, this is a moment for you to allow in. He's not just creative, but it's interesting that that's what's popping into my head. So the creative flow, sometimes cups can talk about that being in the emotional flow. It's usually the emotional sphere, but it talks about flowing. And with the page, this is about learning new things. So this might be an opportunity, as we do this creative work, because I do think this is a very creative week for you. This might be an opportunity for you to learn what your flow is, being in your own personal flow and learning what that means. It will look different than other people. So yes, you can look at inspiration and ideas from others, but ultimately you have to learn how you work, and how you work is not going to be the same as how somebody else works. And so don't force yourself to fit into some mold of somebody else. Be in your own creative expression this week. The more that you can be in that energy, the more that you'll be able to move forward from that place in a really positive direction. So open yourself up to that. Finally, we have the Six of Cups, which is happy memories from the past, that childlike energy, embracing your inner child. This came up for Cancer as well. So be open to that this week too, of being in that silliness energy, that happy energy, the happy vibes, being your inner child. What would your inner child love to do? And maybe take an afternoon to do that. Go to an amusement park, go get ice cream, go do something silly, go outside and run around. What is something that your inner child wants to do this week? And just embrace that. put that out there, be in that energy. I think if you could do that this week, I think you'll be feeling a lot happier on the other end. So anyway, Leo, that was my reading for you. I hope you have an excellent week ahead. We're going to move on. Please do check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All three will be helpful in triangulating the week ahead for you. If you would like a private reading, they are available on my website. You can find information at junodrome.com or go to the description section. And yeah, we're going to move on. Kristen says, that was beautiful for Leo. Thank you. Yeah, that was I felt really good about that too. Definitely. I think Leos are going to have an excellent week. So that's great. We're going to move on now to Virgo. Let's move on to Virgos. Okay, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising signs. What can you expect this week? Well, you have a new beginning energy as well. That seems to be the theme here. Walking away and getting something new. I definitely think we have some beautiful brand new energy coming in this week. So really embrace that. For you, this is the Ace of Wands. So it's an opportunity for you to bring in real inspiration, taking inspired action. I think this week you're going to feel real inspiration. You're going to feel a renewed sense of fire to move forward and passion. And so that can come from many places. It can come from taking in, like feeling like, wow, this is amazing. Or it can be, oh my gosh, I need to change this. I need to do this right now. I'm feeling that momentum, that energy, that drive. So I think for my Virgos, you're going to be feeling that energy. You're going to feel it really intensely. So ride it, use it, channel that momentum, push yourself forward. There's a lot of momentum for the collective this week. I'm feeling that. So ride that energy. It's pushing you in the positive directions for yourself. So what does that mean to you? How can you allow that into your life more to push yourself forward? We have the Four of Pentacles here. So Four of Pentacles can talk about safety. So there's a reassurance here that there is safety for you here this week. If you feel a little bit unstable or a little bit on shaky ground, try to tune into that energy because there's safety present for you. Where is it? Find it. It's possible for you to feel safer. So that's there, first of all. But second, this can talk about playing it too safe. So maybe you've been holding yourself back out of fear. And so this inspiration, this renewed spark is going to push you in the direction of embracing, putting yourself out there on that level and pushing past the fear. So I think that there is an importance of pushing past that fear energy as well that might be holding you from moving forward. That like you can use the fire of this new renewed inspiration to push you in that new direction and not feel like you can't move forward, right? That don't let the paralysis of fear keep you from moving in those positive directions because they're here for you. It's time for you to embrace that. So really, really, really open yourself up to that energy. You have the Hermit. So there's a sense too that this might be about doing things on your own, going it on your own. And that might be a fear that you have of being alone, but this is a moment for it. So if you feel like you feel inspired to take action and do something, but you're worried that nobody's going to be joining you on that. I mean, obviously, if you're responsible for somebody, I'm not saying walk away from them, obviously, but where are there opportunities and actions for you to move on your own, to do your own thing? And that maybe by doing your own thing, you'll be putting yourself in the places that you need to be this week to feel comfortable, to feel possible. And that is could be really helpful for you in the long run. So going it on your own, doing it by yourself, not feeling obligated to do things the way that other people do it, taking your own time to do your own thing. That's going to be very, very important for you this week in feeling more secure, feeling more comfortable. And that might help you feel safer too, of letting go of the need to impress anybody or do something in somebody else's way or fulfill somebody else's dream. This week is going to be about your dreams. What do you want? What is your passion putting you in the direction of? Let yourself flow in that direction. You have the Four of Wands, which is a homecoming card. And I think that's exactly what's happening for you, Virgo. This is about coming home to yourself this week. This is about being in your own power and your own energy and letting yourself do that. letting yourself be yourself, not being afraid to do the things you need to do for yourself, knowing what that is, and not letting anybody else tell you you can't or you shouldn't or you won't. This is an opportunity for you to really put yourself in that direction so that once you're out there, you're feeling really secure, you're feeling really positive, and you're not feeling like you don't know what to do or things aren't working for you, right? So there's a real opportunity for you to work in that positive direction. So tune into that. It's here. Finally, you have the Temperance card, which came out for Gemini as well. With that Temperance energy, this is about understanding that sometimes life puts us in places that we don't like or are uncomfortable, but those places might be exactly what we need to have the positive momentum to move forward. So, what are some things in your life that you don't like? How can you look at those things in a slightly different way and take them and change them into something that's positive for you, that works for you? This is about looking at things from outside of the box and realizing what you do have control and power over and taking back your power and moving forward from that, letting yourself do the things you know you need to do and pushing yourself in that positive direction so that you can move forward from a place of comfortability, of not feeling like you can't do things, but taking it back, and if there's anything that's blocking you or that's telling you no, this is about taking your own power back and saying, well, actually, I'm going to do this instead. Okay, well, you saying no here, well, I'm going to shift it and do this instead, right? This is about taking those lemons that life throws you and really transforming them into something that works for you, because there's an ability to do that. And yes, it's kind of stupid sometimes that we have to do that, but instead of thinking that things are impossible, that's going to always keep you back. Thinking that, always knowing that there's a possibility to move forward, even if it's not something that is apparent from eye to eye, just knowing that there's a possibility and that you can do it and that you will do it, right? And moving forward from that place will help you transform where you are into a place where you can actually create, you can do, you can put yourself forward. So anyway, that was for Virgo. It sounds like a really powerful week for you, Virgo. Really powerful week of transformation and pushing forward and moving from a positive place. So yeah, I do encourage you to watch all of your sun, moon, and rising signs. All three will help you triangulate what to expect for the week. We're going to move on. Before I do, just as a reminder, I do offer private readings available on my website. You can find that information at junodrome.com. There's a possibility that I'll be opening up the floor to some little mini private readings for donations as well at the end. So if that is the case, I will let you know at the end. And we're going to move on. First Spacecraft says, Leo reading resonated for me. New work, learning really well, and that sounds really exciting. So good for you. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to move on now to Libra. Okay, so what can my Libra sun, moon, and rising signs expect for this week? Well, you got the Fool, Libra. So once again, the common theme this week is about new beginnings. We're all in something new. For you, this is the primordial new beginning energy. The Fool is the first step, right? This is the first card in the tarot. This is card number 1. This is how everything begins. It is that primordial beginnings energy. And so you're entering into a period right now this week for my Libras of total opportunity, total possibility of moving forward. Now, this card sometimes in this deck, it's not depicted this way, but in a lot of decks, it's someone who's about to walk off a cliff. So sometimes when we go at the beginning of something, we can imagine what will happen, but we have no idea what's to come. And that can be good, that can be bad, that can be whatever. It doesn't have to be good or bad. It just is. So just keep that in mind. This is an excellent week for moving forward, putting yourself forward, doing something new, embracing change, embracing a new beginning, but just know that this is a journey that you're about to walk on. This isn't necessarily something that's going to be completed tomorrow. As you step forward on this new journey, this is you'll have twists, you'll have turns, things will be up, things will be down. There's an entire primordial story going on. Think about a novel. A novel has a whole giant journey that it moves through. And you're about to do that for yourself. So for my Libras, this is about taking the next steps on a brand new journey. This is new possibilities. This is new energy. And everything that comes with that is a new story. So you have an opportunity for a new story for you, which is really positive. Personally, I think that that's always really positive. But you don't know what tale you're about to tell. So that can be exciting. It can be challenging. It can be a little nerve wracking. And that's great, right? So really embrace that energy because that might help you moving forward. You have the Seven of Swords. So with that card, this is about moving. This can talk about, it's interesting. It can talk about deceit sometimes. It can talk about not understanding where everybody's coming from. And so I do think, a part of maybe this new beginnings energy, I do feel a little bit of that. I don't know if you know everything that's coming up ahead, and that can be okay, but that's something you embrace. So maybe you've been thinking about maybe this new beginning, this new journey for you, this new step that you're taking is something you know a lot about, but maybe you're making some assumptions right now about how things are going to go. I think that this is it's not necessarily a warning, but it's just something to keep in mind that maybe you don't know everything coming up ahead, and just keep that in mind. Now that, like I said, this isn't good, this isn't bad, this is just is, right? So as you move forward, try to remember that not everything is set in stone. And because of that, that gives you a lot of opportunities. And so if you're thinking about things from a closed-minded perspective, this is encouraging you to open your mind a little bit. Now, it can also mean you don't know everything going on with everybody and everybody's situation around you. Sometimes that's the case too. People might not be telling you the truth completely in a situation. So as you move forward, as you move through this new beginning, just keep that in mind as well. This, like I said, this isn't about being paranoid. This isn't about being afraid of anybody or any situation. That's not helpful. But just understanding that everybody's coming from their own place and that you might not know everything that somebody's doing. And that could be as simple too as if somebody's in a bad mood around you, you don't know